In the world of clicks and views, we got the tricks, ain't got time to lose. Christina and Joe dropping knowledge non-stop for all you realtors. Climbing to the top. Grab your camera, let's make the tape. Content gold, no time to waste. From open house to renovation glory, YouTube secrets unfold your story. Build those leads with every post. Christina and Joe, the ultimate hosts. Market trends and virtual tours. Turn those watchers into door knocking scores. Lights, camera, action, go live. Tips and tricks to help you thrive. Thumbnail magic, title spice. A clickbait charm, but a touch of nice. SEO game on point and tight. Comments buzz.
Wow.
Don't you love it? I created that all myself.
Aw, we're so proud of you.
So good.
I didn't write the song. It was a song I never wrote.
Very cool. Best song.
So before we get into the meat of things, I just want to let everybody know today we're going to be talking about how you can get your first 100 leads with a brand new channel. We have Jen Sylvester here. And if you guys don't recognize her, that's Jackie Baker there in the corner. Hi, ladies. We're here.
Jackie dropped from the heavens.
That was awesome.
So I also wanted to point out that anybody that's in the audience, all four of you, we have a new feature that we are going to be experimenting here on the stream. So we have an AI-driven answering service. The AI answers the phone, and you get to ask your YouTube real estate-related questions to the AI. Joe, do you want to show them how that works? And
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number on the screen so everybody can, if they want to give it a whirl, they can.
Yeah. All right. Let me find it here.
Da-da-da. The number is 888. 8.
A lot of eights.
5. Oh, it's easy to remember that way. And then 6062. And then it will scroll your YouTube. I'm making a banner. YouTube questions. Anyways,
do you want me to call it?
Well, let's show them how it works. Like, we'll show them how it will look to them when they make this message on the thing, and then we'll call it. How about
Okay.
that? We're really got this together, guys.
Yeah, we have all of it figured out.
All right.
Yeah. Jackie's jumping off and jumping back on. She's having some issues with hearing you guys, so she's gonna jump. She'll be right.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. She couldn't hear or something. So.
Okay. So we got our first call that they left a message. Again, AI Frank answered the phone, and he was able to leave this message. So let's.
Hill Bolson, can you show us how you set this thing up?
It's Blinky. It's Blinky.
So he wants to know how we set up our AI system. And I'm going to be completely honest with you in the chat. This system is not cheap. To set it up is $20,000. And then how much is it a month?
It's like $1,500.
Yeah, $1,500 a month after the fact. But I have Jen here to talk about how you can do it on the cheap, and we're going to put you front and center. So
Sure. No, I'm all about frugal ways to do this kind of stuff. So
Go, Jen.
Let's go. So when you set up your YouTube channel, you're going to have a Gmail address that should be dedicated towards the YouTube channel. So with that, every Gmail address, you get a free Google Voice number. So you take that Google Voice number and you set it up so that go into the settings, make sure you set it so it doesn't ring through to your phone. Don't forward it. But what you want to do is make sure it's forwarded to your email. And then what you want to do is set up your outgoing message. Christina and Joe.
Why am I on the screen?
it's a zoo over here, just for those watching. You know what? The insane asylum, the inmates are running the show. So, anyways, um, so you take that Google Voice number, you change the outgoing message. So I set it up for my channel and set up as a live stream question hotline. So it just put an outgoing message, say, thank you for calling Jen Sylvester's live stream question hotline. Leave your first name, where you're calling from, and your question will be featured on the next live stream. I get the email, I download the MP3, and then I take the MP3 file and then plug it into the Adobe Express program that creates the animation. But that Google Voice number is goose egg, cost nothing, zero. And you get the MP3 file, and there you go. And if you want to put in your editor and put into CapCut or Final Cut or whatever, and you want to trim it out, you can. But that's how I do it, and it worked out pretty well this past week. So
You did great.
It is. It's fancy.
it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I do that for my live streams too, and I love the animation part. The little guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not for my purposes. It's
Mhm.
not interactive, but I
Mhm.
don't need it to be interactive. I just, the goal of it is to get people involved and get the community involved in the live stream, right? So I don't need someone answering questions and back and forth and whatnot. I just need them to get into the live stream. So that component of it is why it's less expensive. So it's not
great for an audience too, because the audience gets to hear their own voice. They
Yep.
get to hear their question. And a lot of times with text messages and even emails, the intent of words can sound aggressive. But if they get to leave their message, then you realize that, you can understand their intent of the words when they're asking their question. Maybe they're not being snarky. Maybe they're just genuinely asking a question. I had a snarky McSnarkins lady not too long ago because she said I was hiding the fact I was a real estate agent. My whole channel's about real estate.
What?
Really posted everywhere. And she was like, why are you not disclosing? You said you weren't a realtor last year. I'm like, oh my God. I said I wasn't working with clients anymore. I'm still a realtor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So of course, because she was snarky McSnarkins, I went ahead and played the whole entire clip where the AI was answering her. And she wasn't accepting that for an answer. And at the end, she goes, she just said, well, like all of her information's online and, she will answer that question. She goes, oh, I bet she will. She was so mean.
she did.
Oh, stop.
She
Oh
was
my
really
God.
uncovering, some big secret. It was great.
I had a comment on my channel the other day, and it was on I think it was on the commission video or something like that, and the comment was, oh yeah, right, sure, a real estate agent is always going to recommend a realtor, of course, like they're being snarky. And I commented, I said, and would a plumber not recommend using a plumber?
How about
And he said,
he's going to tell you to go ahead and do that teeth cleaning yourself. Go ahead, pull out, extract that tooth, see how that works out for you.
and he actually replies, says, well, you got a good point. Well, but it is cool because the girl that the nice, she sounded like a young girl, I don't know, but she sounded very sweet in her message, and she was on the live stream because I played it, and the next thing you know, she's in the chat. She said, that's me. So it was cool. It was definitely, you're absolutely right, Christina. It was, they like that stuff. They want to be part of it. So
Yeah, it gets them involved. So we're not here to talk about live streaming. We're going to be talking about,
let's talk about making money.
let's talk about making money.
Yes.
Speaking of making money, let's talk to Jackie. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, your echo's gone. What
It's
happened?
perfect.
I don't know. It's a
It
miracle.
probably was me. Maybe I just had to put my headphones in.
Yeah, maybe it was you, Joe. I don't know.
It seems like
Yeah.
it probably was.
Yeah, we'll blame Joe.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
My fault.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's all good.
So you had you've had your YouTube channel for quite some time now,
Yes.
Jackie. But you
Yes.
at one point kind of put it on the wayside. You had some personal stuff, and you were like not even sure if you were going to continue your channel.
Mhm.
Before that, were you getting a good decent amount of leads from your channel? Is that why you continued it?
Yeah, I was getting decent leads, for local leads. Yeah, I was, but not what I'm getting now. Now it's just,
Oh.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what I'm getting now.
Okay.
And I'm getting local leads, and I'm getting leads from all over the country asking for
that's
agent
wonderful.
referrals. So yeah, so it's pretty awesome.
I love referrals because they're mailbox money. I actually heard somebody,
Yes.
Jen Sylvester, heard the same person that said that referrals from YouTube were too hard to deal with, and they weren't worth the money and the time that went into it. I nearly pooped my pants.
What?
How
What?
do you say
How
that?
can you say that? You know,
You didn't have to do the work and you collected a check. Oh, what? You had to make a phone call to a real estate agent in order to get this person covered?
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, can I just tell you, the last 2 months, I'm 3 months, I'm getting referral payments. I've made almost $6,000
yeah,
just on referral payments.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and this is all blown up since that my one video went viral back in May,
hmm
and it's on the daily. I'm getting, as a matter of fact, I've gotten 7 reach outs since last night.
yep.
I've been all day today. I'm working on these referrals, trying to find them agents.
Yeah,
So,
because that's the thing is that a lot of, interviewing real estate agents can be exhausting, and not
mhm.
all real estate agents are the same. So these people that are contacting us are looking for a way to find a good real estate agent, and they don't want to do the work. So, I
Yep.
mean, the amount of effort that you have to go in to talk to people and interview them to get a $6,000 check. I mean, it was like you spent what, 20, 30, maybe a whole 2 hours finding a good real estate agent for them.
Mhm.
You get a check for 6 grand.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I
Yeah.
figured that out years ago during the pandemic. I'm like, I'm sick
Yeah.
of people. And I can do this. I can find people, real estate agents that want to, sell houses and deal with
Yeah.
people. And
Yep.
you
Well,
can make a whole business just in referrals, but I mean, you still have your local leads that you deal with too. And
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'm very choosy in who I'm working with now. Like I will, as a matter of fact, the deal I just closed 2 weeks ago, they were YouTube leads. They reached out to me. I think it was in April before I went viral. They happened to reach out to me. We just closed a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I mean, it's, I'll still take the local ones,
Of
just to keep
course.
my hand in the market.
Mhm.
But the referrals, oh my God, it's been great. It's been really great.
But like you did a whole like revamp, restructure when you joined the Real Estate Geeks, right?
Yes, correct.
So you had remained hyper local. It was really a struggle for you to move forward.
Mhm.
What was the biggest change for you doing our course? And what things did you really see a major benefit, especially with the lead flow?
So it all comes back to who I was making the videos for my avatar.
Mhm.
That's all that it was. So when I got back involved with the geeks earlier this year, I went back doing the course again and watching the videos, and it's, I don't know, something clicked. I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing this. Like, I knew it was doing it wrong. I was doing okay. I was getting, like, I live in Jersey. Like, come on, who wants to move to Jersey? So it's like I was getting a decent amount of leads prior to coming to you guys. But I didn't see the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like what you were doing, Christine, I was like, I want to do what you're doing. And yeah, I wanted to reach that broader audience. So once I identified who that audience was, who that avatar was that I'm making the videos for, that's when it all clicked. So, and when I started doing my research again, I was trying to identify, okay, what videos is my avatar watching? And once I got a handle on that, that's
Mhm.
when that's when it all took off. And I know Jen will tell you the same thing.
But it was
You
almost
know?
like you were starting from scratch, though. You had to
Oh
like
yeah.
basically
Oh, absolutely. It was like basically like, well, I would say really a relaunch. I mean, because I had stepped away from it for a couple of months and
Mhm.
I got back into it again. So it wasn't like a big lag there from the time I wasn't making videos to when I picked up again. But yeah, I definitely changed. I changed some of the playlist, and once I identified what my audience was watching, and that was it. That was it.
I
It took care of it.
I
Do
called
you
her.
feel Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just said I called her. I told her, I'm like, you're a good YouTuber. I want you to come back.
The first time we met, I know. Oh, I remember that phone call back in
She hadn't put out
January.
videos in 2 months, and I'm like, where are you?
Yeah, I know. You're like,
back.
where are you? And I put a video out like I think just that week, and I'm like, I'm just going to go back into it. And you know what's so funny? I just realized it was around this time last year. I would say end of October, early November. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this. And then I'm like, and then come January, I'm like, I kind of miss it. And what else do I got going on? Let me go back and do it again. And then that's when you and I reconnected, and here I am.
So
I made you go to the geeks.
so one of the questions I have is like the biggest thing that I'm hearing here is almost like you had burnout and you really wanted.
Joe, there you go.
But
There he is.
I don't know what happened.
That was
Basically,
May.
that you have like burnout and you don't really know like you didn't really know exactly like what content you wanted to make and why it wasn't gaining traction. And so it's like you're like, oh, I'm just doing this to do it, and then okay, hopefully something works. Like how do you explain kind of that and then how you feel now?
Oh wow, you so deep, Joe.
That's what I do. Christina's going all over the place with these
I know.
buttons.
What do you do?
She's doing, what she's doing re-engagement. She's doing re-engagement to make sure everyone keeps watching.
Right? Good, smart.
Inmates are running the asylum. I'm just saying.
So burnout. Yeah. So this time last year, I was like, I was getting kind of tired of the whole real estate thing. The market was, not good. I was just getting tired of I felt like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm making the same content. Nobody cares what I'm talking about. And it started to show in my videos, I just mentally, I was like, who's watching me? Who cares what I have to say? And so I was like, you know what, forget it. Cause I was even contemplating getting out of real estate altogether. I was literally interviewing for jobs within Coldwell Banker Corporate because I'm like, I'm getting out of sales, but then that didn't happen. And then I'm like, you know what? In January, I was like, I thought of you guys, I thought of Christina. I'm like, you know what? Let me do the geeks, because I was already a part of the geeks. I'm like, let me get back into this again. And what do I have to lose? And you know what sparked it, Joe? What got me back into it? I was bored one night and I went on my channel and started watching my videos. And I'm like, this was fun. I don't know, something clicked. I'm like, you know what, this is fun, but I think I can make this better. Like I was just, I was targeting the wrong people. I wasn't, I wasn't making the right kind of content. And once I got back in and I watched the videos again of your course and Christina talking with you and going on the weekly meetings, I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Jackie. March 6th.
March 6th.
March 6th. You reached out to me.
Yes.
And then you came to our accountability group.
Yes.
And I think
blew it up. It blew it up. And I thank God for you guys every day, Jen, you, Angie, and Rebecca, because I'm in a much better place now. I mean, you guys are great friends to me, but it's just this whole YouTube thing. We're all on this journey together. And when we get on these calls and we bounce ideas off each other and encourage each other and support each other, it's just awesome. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you guys right now. Joe, Christina, Jen, like you guys have no idea. Like,
you're not thankful for Joe?
I said that. I am thankful for Joe. I said Joe.
I didn't hear Joe.
She mentioned me first.
Oh, well, that didn't.
Yeah. So there you go.
I would love for Jen, because she started a brand new channel.
Yes.
How many leads have you gotten since you started your brand new channel? How many leads?
To date, 151.
151 leads. And when did it launch? When was the launch?
February 26th this year.
This year.
So I didn't it wasn't a channel, just to be clear, because there's a lot, you can take an existing channel, delete old videos, and then launch it as a new channel.
You don't even have to delete them.
And or hide them, unlist them, right? And it looks like but that's not a new channel. Right. This channel I started January, took me a month, set it up. to get all the authorizations, with YouTube set up and whatnot. And I uploaded my very, very, very first video to that channel February 26th.
Yep. I mean, that was a from scratch.
But that was literally a year. Technically, maybe a little bit shorter than that, because I shifted gears from one focus group, one avatar to another, But that was a year before that I joined the Geeks in February 2022, right? And so February 2023, and then it was 6 months. Yeah, and then I went to Vid Summit in October, and after I got back from Vid Summit, I just went all out with planning. So it was like 5 months of really, really, really focused planning, pre-recording content, having a plan. And then when I launched in February, the end of that February, I got my first referral request. I'm a national channel. So I'm not looking for folks. I'm not looking for leads to sell directly to. I'm not looking for leads, buyer and seller leads myself. My target is coast to coast referrals, period. And so my first referral request came in March, 30 days. 30 days in, I got my first referral request.
You're getting some comments here, Jen. David Doyle said, Jen, we're practically neighbors. He lives in Middleborough.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that.
And then look at this. You got fans. It says, Middleborough. I'm originally from Worcester.
Okay, hold on one second there, Christina Smallhorn.
I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts.
It's Worcester.
It's Worcester.
I even knew that, Jen.
Worcester. Ugh. I'm just kidding. That's very cool. Very, very. Yeah, there you go. Just like David Doyle just said on the chat. Worcester. That's it.
Worcester.
Exactly it.
It's going to take me, if I go up north, it will take me about 5 minutes. Then I'm from New England and raised there the whole time.
Yep, it'll all come back.
Yeah, it's all going to come back. It's like,
but yeah, it was, it was a trickle. I had a few came in March. I think I pulled my numbers up. It was like 2 came in March, 4 April, 4 May, 4 June, and then I had a video to grow some legs and got some traction on a video about being sued, and that one. It wasn't a viral video by any means. Mm-hmm. That opened up things tremendously. And then I went from 4 to 48. And then I published that commission video and went crazy. And
so it was like slow, then fast.
Yes. Yeah. And then it's kind of settled down because I had that commission video did very well. And, it settled down at like 56 in August. Mm-hmm. And it came down to like 19 in September. But it's definitely, like Jackie and I were talking the other day, we can definitely see that the cycle when you're getting referrals, when you're doing referrals, agent to agent referrals, the real estate cycle is different than a normal sales cycle. So a normal sales cycle, you would have a busy spring market, kind of lays off in the summer, a busy fall. For some people, the fall is busier than the spring. And then during the winter months, mid-November, December, January, things kind of settle down. The referral seasons are much different. And I was talking to a friend of mine who does this full time, been doing this for 5 years. That's all it's all he does is agent to agent referrals. And he said, it'll ramp up because people are looking for referrals for
the spring.
So I've already seen this, my referrals are already ramping up for October will be higher than September. Mm-hmm. And not all of them stick. I was overwhelmed at the beginning. I am a systems geek. I thought I had enough systems to handle it, and I didn't. Mm-hmm. And so I had to tweak. So I did lose a few, and a few they just don't stick. They don't return calls, or it happens. But to date, I've sent out 91 legitimate leads.
That's what I was going to say. But the ratio of good to crap is so much better than any other internet lead you'll ever get.
100%.
Ever get. It's overwhelming to me because I, like you, sometimes they'll all come in at once, just like it happened to, she got 7 last night. Jackie did.
Yeah.
And that's 7 phone calls, and that's 7 agents you have to set up.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, yes. So I was going to say about that after Jackie, you were talking and stuff like that. I want to kind of give my 2 cents on that in terms of the systems,
Mhm.
it definitely 100% agree with you, because I easily it's 2 hours each incoming lead, because of the fact that you want to make sure you place them with not just anybody off of Zillow. It's somebody that you're actually going to put your name to it.
Mhm.
However, I have a system, and I have it all. I have a Google map. I have a customized Google map, and I have a table, and I have pins all over the country. And I have those pins ABC'd, A's for like the real good agents, and common sense, B and C, and D, Dolly. And they're not getting any referrals.
Can I tell? I'm going to tell you guys a real good tip, by the way.
That's when an agent doesn't call a lead back in a timely fashion, we do. What do we do with those leads? That's what we do.
Okay. Yeah, but here's a good little trick, right? So say you have a really good agent that's like hellfire, she's so good, and she's in Boston, but you need an agent just outside of Boston that's not in her area. You call her up and say, who are your best leads in that area? So I have gained so many really good real estate agents, because once I found a good one in that major city, they're connected with a bunch of people.
Yep. Those are my A pluses. Those are my A plus agents are my connector agents. Yeah. And I have connector agents in the four corners. Like I've got them all, key parts throughout the country. So here's the thing is, yes, it takes initially, but like I have an awesome agent on Long Island, and I've had about 5 from Long Island. You know who I'm talking about, Jackie, because I
know who you're talking about, because I know I'm using him too. He's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah.
If I have someone that comes to me and wants an agent in Long Island, it's 5 minutes. I don't call him. He knows my system. He knows what's expected. He knows because I set a pretty high bar. It's and if you don't meet that bar, see ya, because it's a numbers game, right? This is a numbers game. You need more referrals, and the more referrals, more successes you have. So. But that part of the puzzle, it's Jackie, you and I talk about this all the time. The growing pains of initially getting this set up is it's 18-hour days. It's a little grueling, but once you start getting the traction, once you get the systems, once you get those agents in place, and they're good agents, and they know that lead's coming from Jen, it's a good lead. I asked the lead a ton of questions, and so I've got a lot of information. They're on it. And he put about my leads are probably 53 of them were seller leads to date. 13 are buying and selling, because I get some that are both, and then 12 are buyers. So a lot of them are sellers. He listed a property on Long Island for was like $550 or something, and sold it for $85,000 over asking. So this is a good agent. I'm going to hold on to that agent, so I have good confidence in that agent that he's going to get the deal done. And I got a Google review from the lead, because here's the thing: it's not a one and done. Mm-hmm. You got to massage this just like you would any other business. Mm-hmm. So I'm reaching out to the lead after 2 weeks. How is your experience? I'm sending them a review request. Mm-hmm. Can you drop a review on Google? So
that's great, because you're looking at your YouTube channel as a business within a business.
You got it.
That's very smart.
Yep. Yeah.
Another thing too is I wanted to ask, there's a lot of people that will say that YouTube is a saturated market. Every real estate agent is on YouTube now. It's too difficult for me because I missed the boat. It's there's too many agents out there. I've missed the boat. What would you say to them if they were even contemplating doing a channel today? Would you say it's too late to get 100 leads in less than a year? What would you say to them?
So I would say to them, you go into any market, any populated market, look at your closest city. You look how many real estate agents are in that city. There are new real estate agents getting their license every day, coming on the market, trying to make a living, the whole thing. But yet the agents that are doing well continue to do well, right? Until a new agent comes in and starts putting the work in
Yeah.
and starts really, focusing on learning and studying and delivering value and really trying to reach their people, find out where their people are. And now all of a sudden that brand new agent is at where that existing agents, what those top tier agents are. YouTube's no different. There are so many thousands of real estate agents on YouTube, but most of them, I would say a large number of them are not putting the work in. They're not putting together good content. They're not studying YouTube. So they've
missed the potential. That's what I think. I think a lot of it, they're just missing the potential.
110%. 110%. So if you want to come in is it easy money? No, but no good marketing campaign, no good endeavor to build a business. It's building a business. And whether you do it as an asset to add on to your existing business or you're doing it as a standalone, it needs time and attention. And if you put the time and attention to it, that's the thing that a lot of agents don't do because they think, I can do a video. Well, you know what? Back in the day you could, but not now. YouTube has changed. The landscape has changed. You can't just do a video. You have to actually do the thing to reach the people. And that's the thing that I think that, am I comfortable on camera? Yes. But if I put together crappy content and I was just like spray and pray, I wouldn't be getting leads. My channel would be flopping. You got to put the work in and anybody can do it if you really want to do it. It's my feeling.
I'm going to go back to Jackie really quick. Now, Jackie, you did like an SEO cut type of strategy at the beginning because a lot of real estate agents have been taught that system, and you were told what kind of videos to do and how to research for those keywords and do SEO to gain traction. That worked too, but I want you to finish that sentence.
Yeah, but yeah, it works, but not too well. It doesn't. And Christina, the first time you and I met a couple of years ago when I had you, I paid you to review my channel, and you were like, she's like, you're good, but you're doing it all wrong. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean I'm doing it all wrong? But you're right. It doesn't, you don't get the traction. So the way you guys teach it, it's very limited. You got to know who you're talking to, right? And I've said this before on previous live streams with you guys. Even when you get into real estate, we're always told, like, who do you want to work with? Who are you? You're going to be working with buyers, sellers. You're going to do luxury. You're going to sell luxury homes. You can deal with relocation or whatever like that. Same goes for this. Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to have watch you? And that's and it's very simple. Like once you figure that out, but what Jen's saying, like it's work. It's a lot of work to make these videos.
But once you have the system down, and
once you have it down,
right, you understand how to research, and you never run out of ideas, right? Because it's
no, you don't. But the thing is, like, I think I'm just a little, because I've been in this for so long. It's like I want to make, I just want to make it better, and I think that's why it takes me more time. I drive you crazy with texting you and like telling you what what do you think about this? Because I want to expand even more. Like ever since I got the taste of that viral video, and I've had a few more go viral, not as big as the first one, but once you get that, you're like, oh my God, people are watching me. And I just want to, I want to provide better content. I want more people. I want more eyes on it. So.
Right. I mean, and I've always said this, what kind of marketing campaign could you do that would reach 1 million people?
How about 7.5 million? Because that's the amount of views I have on my channel right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
Seriously, like not to brag, but I'm just saying, but think about that. Like you just said, where, thanks. But it's so true. Like when I look at my analytics, my monthly analytics, sometimes in a month, I'll have 1 million views. And you're right. Where else are you going to get that kind of exposure? You're not.
It is not by accident. There's always, like Jen said, there's always a system that will get you that kind of traction. You know what's so weird? I have to point this out. Jen and Joe look like they're sitting in the same room.
I said that right at the very beginning. I was like, great minds think alike. Like we have like almost the same setup.
I almost ran to my office so I could put on my purple light so we would all.
Hey, you know what? We are also using Stream Deck, so hey.
Yes, we are. Great minds think alike.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, I did want to point something out though. Like you can get all the views and you can do all the things, but if you aren't having the right call to actions and you don't have the right systems in place after the fact, that doesn't mean that you're going to get leads. Like you have to have those things in place. So maybe both Jackie, you and Jen can talk a little bit about that of like, yes, people are watching you, but how do you get them to actually reach out to you?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And sorry, Jen, I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
but I want to say, get a system in place, like right out of the gate, because once you get those videos that as gain traction and people start reaching out, it gets very overwhelming. So you need to have that in place. Like I have my website all set up, and then all of a sudden people are reaching out. I'm like, oh my God, because we put, I started putting in my videos. If you like it, if you're looking for a real estate agent in your area where you live, you're selling, buying, feel free to reach out to me. Click the link in the description box. Boom. So now I'm getting these referrals, which has been fine, but I need to automate it more. Like Jen has a fabulous system worked out. The way when her referrals reach out to her and how the whole process she's got, it's amazing. And so I'm trying to copy her system. So, because I'm still manually, like I'll get the initial reach out, I'll get the email, and then I'm like messaging them back and forth to get more details from the people. Sometimes they call me, I'm okay with that, but that does take up a little bit of time. But it's you got to have a really good system in place. And Jen, you can add to that. Your system's phenomenal.
Jen talks, I got to do a little commercial real quick. So if you guys see at the bottom below, there's a phone number. It's 888-865-6062. That is our new system that we have. If you want to call into the show and ask your YouTube real estate question, you can call that. It's an AI-driven answering service, and you can ask any YouTube related question on there, and then next week Joe and I will put that question on the air, and you get to hear it and we get to answer it live. It's really cool system. So now Jen, go talk.
What are we talking about?
Jen's like totally forgot now.
Yeah.
What do we do? What were we talking about? Call to action. Well, first off,
call to action in your system.
Okay, so first off, let me just say what Jackie just said about the influx of, the barrage of leads that she received and freaking out. I concur, because I remember when you did that. But Jen, I'm freaking out. Jen, what do I do? How do I can't do this? Oh my gosh! How do I? Breathe. It was a daily occurrence, right, Jackie?
It was. I'm like, I can't handle this. But
and what did I always say to you? It's a high quality problem.
Yes, it is
a high quality problem. But no. So I mean, as far as the call to action, I mean that is a great question, Joe, because you can do all these great videos, but and then what? And I would, the thing that's taught in the course, and I just did what I was taught to do. I didn't question and just, okay, to be honest, I kind of took Christina's track, which is, and I said, Jackie, and I've talked to you about this, I'm just going to do exactly what they say. And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to go back and be like, and then the damn thing work. But anyway,
I'm like that though. I'm the same.
I know.
I'm going to invest $6,000. This better freaking work. And if it doesn't, I'm blasting it all over the internet because it's
that's right.
garbage.
But I wouldn't do that. But nonetheless, so the thing that you said is, well, the first thing is I never ever say my name on camera. I never say I'm Jen Sylvester. I never say where I'm from. I never give them my number. I don't do any kind of zero agency, nothing. No intros, no commercials, none of that stuff. Get right into the content because people don't care. They don't care. Number one. Number two, I do a very soft call to action that is intertwined with the content that I'm educating about, that I'm teaching about. So I connect, my call to action is, I want your referral. That's the call to action. I want, call me so that I can connect you to an agent. That's the call to action. So I just take that and I mold it into something that pertains to the content. So I'm doing a repairs and update video. So it's good to know what repairs, give you value and don't give you value. And if you're thinking about it, if you're thinking about making a repair, you're not sure whether you should do it because you're maybe thinking about getting ready to sell your house. You don't want to make a mistake, lose money. It's good to talk to an agent. And if you have an agent, fantastic. But if you don't, soft call to action, yada, yada, yada. And then I go right back into the content. And I do that about a third of the way into the video. And I've done that on every single video.
Yeah, it's not
every single video.
Not the car salesman thing. And it's
And
not
I
the,
No.
I don't
And
know.
that's it. I don't wait to the end. I don't wait to, like Jackie, you and I have talked about this because you were doing it like, dude, you got to do it earlier. You got to do it earlier.
Oh, I know. I do it about halfway through or a third through. It depends. But yeah.
And, but
it
I think
works.
because the thing is people started to, you don't want to wait to the end because a lot of people don't. I mean, if you have a good retention rate, you're still going to lose about 50% of the people by the time they get to the end of the video. So get it on as early as possible, So that's, the consistency, the soft touch, and, just making it so that it's about them.
Soft, not creepy.
No,
You don't want to be like,
I want to help people. I legitimately want to connect people because there's so many crappy agents out there. There's so many crappy agents. I feel so passionate about this that I just want to connect people to the people, the agents that I know are going to give them good value. So
I think some agents though, because we've been to all of us, people watching, we go to these real estate trainings and they're like, let everybody know you're a real estate agent. Don't be a hidden real estate agent. And they tell you all, like they give you all these scripts on how to basically sell yourself all the time. So I think it's very difficult for agents that have had this training for years and years and years. When they do pick up a camera, they cannot turn off that internal script of
practice.
You're constantly talking about yourself, or you're constantly trying to sell your, you remember, like everybody's like, have business cards on you all the time. So now they're like, oh, I don't have an actual business card, but I'm going to put my business card on the screen. Nobody's looking at that. That is a terrible call to action. But when you're trained to think that that's good because you've been doing it for 10 years, I think it's difficult.
To your point, Christina, I've been this is my entire adult career. I got my real estate license when I was 23. 28 years ago. You guys can do the math. That's a long time. Like this has been my only career. So I have 28 years of training, sales, all the different things. So it was not easy because you look at my old channel, and Plymouth channel, and I had a commercial at every commercial on the beginning, the whole hokey, Mayflower in Plymouth, and hi, I'm Jen Sylvester from Remax, and all the things. So it was hard, but you got to just practice, and it comes. But you're right, it is hard to get out of that mode.
Yeah,
I think the first thing is you have to figure out that like you're in that mode first, right? Like because most people don't even know it. They're just doing what. Well, I put it on my postcard, I put it on my door, I put it on my car. Like this is how I'm doing it. And when you realize that when you create content and that content with the viewer in mind, and if you put yourself in that viewer's position, do you want to hear that stuff? And when you have that mentality of like, okay, what is it that you enjoy? Oh, I don't like that. Like you get a door-to-door salesman, how do you feel, right? So it's like you have to realize, okay, I'm making content, but this content is very intentional. So it's not just like regurgitating what you've done on your postcard, on your business card, on your email, and then now you're doing it on YouTube. It's very, very different. And the biggest thing that I think creates good content compared to crappy content is when you provide actual value. And the value is what people go to YouTube for. They're there to learn something. They're not there to be sold on something. Yes, they need a service, and the best way to do that is provide so much value that they want to work with you because you've helped them in a pain point that they have. And I think that's the hardest thing for real estate agents to get out of, is because it's all about advertise, 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 instead of saying give value, give value, give value.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I concur, Joe Eves.
I concur.
I knew you would.
And,
Great minds, great minds.
Great minds.
Yes.
Give value with no anticipation of anything in return. It's not how can I make this video to attract leads? You don't make a video to attract leads. You don't make a video for leads.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
No, you're helping people. That's what it is. You're there, and when you get those comments, like when I get the comments on some of my videos, and they're thanking me, they're thanking for my honesty, and they appreciate it. Like that means everything to me, because that's the goal. I want somebody to take that information and use it to their advantage and help them, with their wherever they're buying or selling. So, it's a really quick story talking about these comments. Somebody just commented on the video I did this week, and I'm assuming he was a real estate agent. I don't know. Like he's, I pulled up his channel. There was like nothing on it, but he made a negative comment saying that like, this agent, all she does is speak about negative things. It sounds like she's steering people away from buying certain houses. And I responded, I go, stop with the steering nonsense. That is not what I'm doing. I'm pointing out things that buyers need to look at when they're looking at homes. And do you want to know, the rest of the replies on that comment were like
Gang
going
up
after
on
him. Yep.
Yeah.
They were like, disagree with you. No, she's not. She's not doing that at all. And yeah, they went after him. I'm like, you know what? That makes me feel good. Because a lot of people are getting my message. They understand what I'm trying to say to them and what I'm teaching them.
Yeah, they sense it though. It comes through because you're genuinely trying to help them rather than it be something where you're like, oh, I'm going to be sneaky and try to do a sales pitch while I'm doing it. You're genuinely trying to helping. And this other person, if he's an agent or whatever, they're looking at that going, well, how do I... that's not right. I don't agree. And it's like, like you have good and bad in everything. And a lot of times those bad comments or the snarky comments, you get your army to come and back you because they've been following you. They like you. And you just get to sit back and just kind of eat some popcorn and watch them go at it. And you don't really have to say anything.
I know.
Well,
it's awesome.
The thing is, Jackie, you have a community. You have built a community. And that's the thing that's the different than say, not just a channel with 60,000, what do you have, 65,000 subscribers. It's just not a channel in itself. Right. It's a community.
Yes. And you do, and you as well. I mean, and it's funny, you and I have similar, like we have the same people in our communities, which is freaking awesome because I'll go on your live stream and my people will be watching you and your people will be watching me. It's like,
and they love it
so
when
cool.
we team up.
I will say this though, there are people on YouTube that are like, I call them like they're like vagabonds of real estate channels. You'll see them on everybody's live stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a few because I was on Saks Realty this week on Tuesday, and all like a good portion I'm like, oh, I've seen them in Jackie's, I've seen them in mine, I've seen them in this. I don't know why people would sit there and watch real estate live streams the way that people do because they spend hours with all of us if you counted it all up. But this is the people's new form of television. But that is another way that you could easily get to 100 leads in a very short period of time is to live stream.
Live stream. Oh my God. Yes. Yep.
So,
there's something else I want to point out that goes along with that. The live streaming is like Jen and Jackie were just saying something, and it's like, hey, well, we have a lot of the similar buyers. We have similar things that we're doing. Our audience is similar, but yet they're collaborating. And instead of it looking at it going like, oh, you're my competition and I'm not going to share my secret with you of how I'm doing this, because that's what like most agents that haven't gone through like understanding how big YouTube is and how much there is out there. And it's more of like this scarcity mentality instead of saying, hey, there's enough for everyone. But what's crazy is when you figure that out, it like grows exponentially because now you have another collaborator rather than competition. And I love the fact that you two are talking about this and going over that, because that's not a natural tendency for real estate agents, because we, you know, we have to, we hunt. Yeah, we got to win. We got to get all the leads or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's totally different.
Jackie, you and I had a situation last week. Remember when on a particular video that you just posted that we were at our Tuesday meeting, our Tuesday accountability meeting.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I was thinking about, I need some help on a title, guys. You know, help me brainstorm this.
Yep.
You said it, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I literally was talking to somebody that, you know, about that. Literally, my editor, I was brainstorming, and I had the idea the day before. I'm like, you're doing it, you know. So
but it's okay. I mean, because you're talking to sellers, I'm talking to buyers. Yeah,
and even if we were talking to the same audience, it wouldn't matter because
it doesn't matter. No,
you can make this the exact same type of content.
Yeah.
And your video style and your delivery and how you portray it is entirely different than mine.
Yeah.
I concur.
Very different.
We need that as a thing that goes across the screen. I concur.
We need T-shirts that say "I concur."
We're gonna get some.
Please
That
do.
is
like for you, Jackie.
The best thing right there, Jen. That is 100% the truth.
If Jackie comes off on the camera like, you're going to watch my video, or Jersey Jackie's going to come beat you up, because that's just the way it goes in Jersey. Like, you know, you kind of like, you know.
I know.
No, it's very different, and I think that's Joe. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. There's so much of this. There's not enough. It's
well, did you see Joe Pareca's comment? 122 million users daily on YouTube. Plenty efficient to say. It's so true. It's so true.
Yep.
So yeah.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
I just want a million. I just want a million. A million's not too much to ask.
Oh my God. That's great.
I mean, it goes back to just how many people are on YouTube, and the fact that you could say the same thing like side by side, and two different people are going to say it differently, and they're going to receive it differently. And, you know, you're going to resonate with people, and other people are going to be like, I don't want to watch that. Like, I don't like what they're saying. And so, like, there's so much open, like blue ocean out here. There's so much availability. And if you really do think you've missed the boat, then you've missed this whole entire live stream. Because the point is that, like, if you haven't started doing YouTube, it's not too late. You can start right now. And I mean, Jen is proof that you can start a brand new channel, and in less than, what are you at now? 8 months, 7 months?
Yeah, almost coming up on 8 months.
7 months, and you can get, you have all the people like other real estate bros. Well, how many leads did you get? Well,
what is your ROI?
Why?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably like one of the very first questions I think most agents ask, because they don't understand like what you're doing. You're not doing the videos to just do the videos. You're doing the videos to build a business. And not only are you building the business, you're building automations that can then work while you aren't. And that's the thing that most people miss out on.
Absolutely. It's that whole, like, we're getting our lumps now, because those 18-hour days of vetting out the agents and making the calls and all the things, we're just getting the train out of the station. But once those leads come in, and then it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, I only need 4 leads a month, four closed referrals a month based on my numbers, because I track everything. Average commission on the outgoing referrals that I've sent so far this year, I only need 4 to close to equal what I made in my best year in the last 10 years. 4. That's it. Yeah. And that's not including AdSense, because and affiliates and all the different other opportunities that exist if you want to take advantage of those, on your YouTube channel to make it a business. So it's a tangible thing. It's a tangible thing.
Throw my 2 cents when it comes to this. If you decide to become a real estate video geek, Joe and I will show you multiple ways to earn income from your channel. It's not just about making videos and selling real estate. There's so many more ways to expand your mind and your income and your revenue streams from one channel and in one real estate video. So like it's looking beyond just taking a camera and filming. So I just want to throw that in there. I'm just doing a little plug.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like those plugs. You know, I will say though that when you really understand how big YouTube is and the possibilities, it changes everything. And we tell all of our students that if you aren't signed up to go to Vid Summit, you need to go to Vid Summit.
Yep.
That will change how you view your business. And YouTube is a wonderful prospecting tool. And you can replace this for any of the other prospecting that you're doing, and your leads are going to be so much stronger, so much better, and super loyal because they've been watching you for a long time. You know, we have a lot of lurkers on our channel all the time. They don't make comments, but they're watching, and we know you're watching because you want to get that information. You see the value, and then you get to that point, and sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's whatever it is, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you know what? I need to talk to these guys because I do want to change how I'm doing things, because that's our human nature. When you provide value and you help people, they can't help but want to work with you because you've done it asking them for nothing.
Can I just say
for our
something?
own conference. That's what I think. I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just
Jen G says, I'm lurking.
That's my Jen.
Would you go to a conference? Would you go to a conference that specialized in video marketing? It wouldn't be just necessarily because you're a lurker. So I'm asking you, would you go to a conference like in another state where you could meet with and understand how to build a business within a business so you could get more income streams from your real estate channel? Would that be something you would be interested in, Jen? I want to know.
Jen is my producer.
Oh, Jen does.
Jen.
Joe
You know what? Joe says yes.
would do it. Joe would absolutely do it.
Joe is not only good looking, he has the right answers.
Yes, he does. Can I add to that? Yeah, Jen says absolutely. Maybe I'll bring Jen with me. So she's my
that would be fun.
She
Yeah,
might be
I would meet
banned.
Jen.
She's a little crazy, but
Can
she's
I just
a lot of fun.
can I do my story, Jackie? I was first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right.
First.
Sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
You always need to be first.
Oh,
Oh
stop.
my God, Jackie. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
No, it was on the heels of what Joe was talking about in terms of like building rapport and building trust, in terms of a viable, business replacement for your traditional marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I had this referral, this seller reach out to me, and he filled out my form because I do a two-part. I say, okay, what kind of agent? And then, okay, based on the type of agent, I sent him another questionnaire with all these different questions. And on the bottom of it, he said, I don't know why I'm doing this. I never trust these things. I could go on Google and find a top producer. Like, I don't even understand why I'm doing this. I never trust them. I just want to see where it goes. Okay. So I did my searching, and it found a good agent, and this would have been like a tough nut to crack, right?
Mhm.
But what they say and what they do are two different things. And when 2 weeks later, this agent has the house under contract, and not only is it under contract, it's now pending closing in 3 weeks. This is somebody that is outwardly like, there's no way this guy would have just called me by, hey, I got a call to action for you, and here's my number. Da, da, da. It was probably he saw value, watch the next video, value, and then he trusted me enough to reach out. And he was very guarded. But I didn't steer him wrong because I took the time to find a 20% agent. I took the time to research. If I had just sent him any old agent, it wouldn't have probably gone. It was like, oh yeah, of course it didn't work. See, I knew it wasn't gonna work. But now he's happy, and I texted him, how's it going with the agent, and all the things with Caroline doing a good job. I'm super happy. Thank you so much. Great. Here's a link for a review.
Yeah,
You know?
well, yeah, and there is value to what we're doing. There is value in us finding them a good real estate agent. It takes a while, and you know this, Jen. It takes a while to vet real estate agents. You can tell pretty quickly when you're talking to somebody on the phone if they're going to work well for. And like if you're in this situation, what do you say to an agent? I want to know this. When you're referring something out and you realize the person you're interviewing isn't going to work, what do you say? Because I'll tell you what I say afterwards.
I say, you know what, this is great. Thank you so much. You know what, let me get back to you because I'm actually talking to a couple other agents, so I'm just trying to find the right fit. So I'll be in touch.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I'm marking off the list. They are never to be called again.
Yeah. Say bye.
And I fired agents. I have fired agents.
Me
that
too.
have not called my people back. I check back because I do 4 weeks in, how are things going? And on one particular seller, they said, oh, well, I met with them, but they never heard from them again. And we're listing with another agent. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but I'm so happy that you found a good agent. And I hope everything works out great. Go to my referral map. D. See ya. I'm like, there's no room for that. None.
Nope.
Idiot.
And your follow-up game is good.
Send me that soundbite, Joe. Please.
I will.
Can you send me that soundbite? Thank
I
you.
get that too.
Your follow-up game is good, and that's how you can verify the fact of if the person is going to pay you or not. Now, like, not every agent is has the best scruples in the whole entire world, and I've had it happen before where you got this referral and it closes and the agent doesn't pay. So even though you have a referral agreement and everything else is in order, the broker has it, everybody signed off on it. That's why it's so important what Jen is saying is to follow up with those people where they can get a review from you to make sure that you are getting paid. Because I had somebody local here that was doing that to me.
Well, and it's two-part, Christina. It's two-part. It's a yes, to make sure that, and let's be honest, hopefully you're vetting out the agents, they're agents that you can trust, but there's that level of protection. But B, you want to capitalize on their good experience, so, following up, a lot of people are like, oh, referral, and then one and done. They send a referral and it's next. It's like, no, these are now people in your day. I have a newsletter. It's all about, like, that's one of the things we learned about. I learned about it is Vid Summit in terms of building out your business and capturing people's information. So here's the thing that you want, that we're getting a little off topic here, but
it's important to gain 100 likes.
So here's the thing, Jackie, your YouTube channel, 65,000 subscribers. If YouTube deleted your YouTube channel tomorrow, what would you have from that channel? Those people are gone. You have no contact with them. The only way to protect yourself is to get that information off of YouTube, which is capturing email addresses, getting people
Your own database.
Get your own database.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. One of the things I learned at Vid Summit. And so every time I do something, I ask them, would you like to be part of my newsletter? Check here to opt in. Now they're on my list. And
That is genius.
Email them monthly so that as I roll stuff out, which I'm doing, I've already set up my fourth wall on YouTube Studio, and they've opted in. They want to hear from me. So it's not like I'm spamming them. I'm not spamming them. I'm asking them if they want. And I would say probably 95% of the people check the box.
Yeah, and here's what's going to happen is after you do that and they go through and you refer them, they're still getting your newsletter. So when they're like, "Hey, I need a real estate agent," you're like, "Oh my gosh, you got to talk to Jen. She will find you the best agent."
That's already happened. I sent this one lady the referral form, and on that referral form, I actually list, because type A and all the things. I put a drop down with every single video that I made, and I'm like, "Tell me which video referred me to you." And she said, "I don't know. My friend just told me to reach out to you."
Yep.
I got a referral off YouTube from a YouTube lead.
Because you have systems in place to automate and follow up.
Yep.
What's in your newsletter?
I do a piece that I get, like a general newsletter piece that I get from an outside company. It's a Buffini company, Buffini Brian Buffini, and but it's just like a short little thing. And then I embed a Bomb Bomb video. So I embed a bomb, and I just talk about the market. What's the market is nationally. I throw in a little bit about Plymouth, local, because in that newsletter it's going to a lot of my existing database. But it's a short 5-minute thing. And when I put in there, and then if it's, Thanksgiving, I'm like, hey, have a happy Thanksgiving and whatever. And then I do a banner. I'm like, check out, live stream every Tuesday. So advertise it, want to tune in, join in the chat and all the things. But it's short and it's sweet. And and then I track everything, all the links are all trackable. So I know it's working. But
Christine Halverson says, fourth wall, question mark?
Yeah, so Fourth Wall is in YouTube Studio. It's in the what link is it? It's in the under earnings. It's under earnings. Under shopping. So in the earn, once you're monetized in that under that earning link, maybe even before you're monetized, I'm not sure. There's at the top it says shopping, and then you can connect a store. And then once you connect a store, you can, there's a bunch of stores you can connect to. I just connected to Fourth Wall because that's seemed pretty straightforward. And then you just, you upload things to Fourth. I haven't done anything with it yet, but Jackie and I were talking about it.
Yes, you were.
Jackie, I gave her an idea that I think she needs to run.
Jackie, you're going to do a newsletter now?
Yeah, I will.
No,
absolutely. Yeah. Whatever Jen does, I'm doing. So, we share a brain.
No, I told her she needs to make a T-shirt that says, I just can't.
I can't even. No, I just can't. I can't even.
You say that all the time. I just have a picture of you like this. I can't. I just can't.
That is the Jackie Baker. That's the Jackie Baker thumbnail right there.
Whenever
somebody try to copy it, they can't get the handwrites. They all look a little off. I'm like, it's just not Jackie Baker. And it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like people would say, well, that's, she ripped off Jackie Baker. I'm like, not really. It doesn't look like hers. You don't have the face. You don't have the eyebrows. It's the position of the hand. It's not the same.
Yep. That's right. And it looks like I'm saying that. I just can't. I can't even. I can't even. Yep. So,
Christine says, thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome, Christine.
So, I'm going to be looking into this, the newsletter thing. That was very smart. What a great tip. That was on fire for everybody, whether you have a small channel or a big channel, because that will bring you up to way more than 100 leads in a very short period of time. And something as simple as a newsletter that you're adding to that video, where it isn't a slimy call to action. It's actually just something else that benefits them as the viewer.
And they don't have to pay for it.
That is genius.
And it's free. And the thing is like, you think like newsletter, like, oh my God, newsletter, like that's old, like real estate, 2000, whatever. Like that's this is like this idea I got from, I was watching the VidSummit replays, which anybody watching this, if you did not go to VidSummit, you can buy access to the replays. It's like $200 and you get all it's highly, highly recommend it. Definitely do it. And there was, I forget the guy's name. He did a session this year, and that's all he talked about was like, even you can monetize on your small channel by doing this and creating that extension. And he's like, the number one way to reach people and build your channel, build your business is by capturing. And Joe, I feel like we talked about it too with you and me and Jackie. And I think we talked about that too.
So they've talked about that a few times at VidSummit, because what happens is you get the Six Sisters, they actually had their channel demonetized. And so that's
hacked.
Yeah.
What? It got hacked?
It got hacked, and then they had ransom, and then there was another channel that got demonetized. But basically what they're saying, and this is why it's so important to have a good CRM, is because you can capture all of that information and all of that data, but all of a sudden their channel, their income overnight was done, except for the fact that they had a database. And so because they had a database, they had a newsletter, they were able to still send out their cooking books, recipes, and the stuff that they had, and they were able to still move their business along and then try to get their YouTube channel figured out. But the thing is that had they not done that, they would have been cooked. There would Six Sisters and cooking. So like it wouldn't have been like they wouldn't have been able to do anything. And it's the same thing. Like this is something that I believe firmly, you need access to your data and you need to control it. So if you have like your brokerage that's offering you a CRM, but you can't actually download all of your contacts, or you can't export CSV files, get a different CRM. Like it's your data, you need to control it. And if you don't, then for whatever reason, something happens, your business your legs can be cut out from underneath you with that. So first and foremost, get it.
Have an active backup. Like there are a lot of, that's what I'm looking at now is an active backup, and it may be a small little tiny subscription fee or whatever, but to have it, because here's the thing, to your point, say if your CRM completely, if YouTube dumps, or if your CRM just goes offline, they get a massive breach. Now, all that data, like you don't have an opportunity to download to a CSV. It's gone, so to have all that stuff backed up.
That's why I tell people not to use their broker's CRM.
Right.
No.
You need, what I would say is if you're really serious about it and you want to implement things, then go to high level. Like that's going to be,
Christina's advertise it. Look at that. She's promoting them. Look at that.
It's simply the best. It will work. There's lots of things that you can do with it. But again, back to your point, like, if you don't have something that is capturing that information and then you have control of it, that's the first thing that you probably should do, because that's kind of like how you should be running your business, is having a CRM. If you don't, I don't know how you stay in order with everything.
Christina and Joe, so correct me if I'm wrong, right? So you say, okay, well, that's great. You're pulling people's names off that and creating a newsletter list and all that kind of stuff. Like, how does that grow your channel? Well, YouTube and the algorithm looks at not just the views, right? But they also look at the comments, the level of engagement, how many times they're going there. Like they see the traffic. And if you have repeating traffic coming to your channel, because you keep offering value, the newsletter, or you post in the community post, you keep drawing people back in. It's not about just the views. It's
engagement.
It's the engagement itself. So just offering this, right? Like offering this, all that elevates your content so that when the YouTube traffic director, we talked about that last week, Joe, the YouTube traffic director says, oh, I got a video about, selling a home and updates and repairs and blah, blah, blah. And it's the same style that I do, and the same content, and the same type of delivery, the same message. Oh, well, we know where to send that, because that's where this YouTube creator always gets traction. We're going to put it over there. That's what happened to you, Jackie. That's what happened to you.
But there's a really interesting and very key point to all of that. And some people will have a database and they'll blast that link out to everybody. And that will actually hurt you more than help you, because what happens is they click on it and then they bounce. Because YouTube is, I mean that, like, if you don't have if they're not subscribed, or if they're not your ideal avatar and you're sending them something and then they click on it and they don't engage, then they leave. And what does YouTube track? It tracks viewer engagement. So if you have people that are clicking and then they bounce after 2 seconds, that's not going to help you. So you want to make sure that if you are doing that, it's to the audience that you've cultivated through your channel and that, so that you're not getting a lot of people that are just there and then leaving. So it would be really good for example, if you have a channel and you're teaching, or let's say for the geeks, for example, and we have people that have opted in, and then we include that in a newsletter for them to join us on our live stream, then that's going to resonate, because if they get on and watch it, maybe they didn't subscribe, but they've watched it. That's more likely, because that audience is in sync with who our avatar is. But if you're just dumping a database in there, you really don't know who is actually clicking on it. So you just want to make sure that, and I'm saying this not necessarily to you guys, but anyone that's watching that goes and has like a 30,000 email database and then all of a sudden tries to spam their list with their new YouTube channel. And then they're like, I'm not getting any views. Well, why not? They said you could do that.
I will tell you that just for those where I've never promoted a video. I've never sent a video to my database. I have never, I haven't done, the only thing that I've done is I put my YouTube channel on my regular newsletter and just like as, hey, I just want you to know, and live stream. And that's it. Like, it's just there. And I will say that 95% of my traffic is subscription. It's news feed and suggested videos. So that not a lot of people are clicking from my newsletter.
Yeah, no. And again, your audience is dialed in, so I doubt that's going to be an issue.
Yep.
So ladies.
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies. You have been properly trained by Joe and I, right? And so we had our first channel review. And Joe and I have decided that you two are going to do the channel review. You're going to start with the channel banner, move to the profile picture, and then you lead the way, ladies, and I'll click on whatever you want to click on. But you guys are officially doing the review today. I'm actually going to remove Joe and I from the screen.
Okay. No pressure. Come on, Jen. Yeah. All right. Okay. Geez. So, all right. Starting with the banner.
The banner's too busy.
I like the banner.
The banner's too busy. So, yeah.
What I would do is like what a lot of us are doing now, like with the QR code with a link to get in contact. Yep. I would, he's got subscribe there, which is, that's great, but you could put the QR code because that works for, I don't know about you, Jen, but having that QR code on the banner, that's how people are getting a hold of me. They're watching it on TV and they're scanning it, the QR code. So I would definitely add that to his 100%. Banner.
And people don't need to be told to subscribe. The subscribe button is like right below in big white circle. You don't need the subscribe button. I would also get rid of all the gobbledygook in the middle. Like there's too many words. There's way too many words there. You don't need the telephone number and the Gmail address and all the things. Put that into your description, and I look at it and I go, okay, it's eXp Realty or it's KJ, like it's too much stuff going on. So I mean, what I would say is that the base of it looks great, but we got to move. I would move you over because the other thing too is I would open up your cell phone and look at the channel on your cell phone to see what the banner looks on the cell phone. I can guarantee that your head is cut off in half. Yep. Like it's not properly positioned. So get your head over and then really like that. I want to know what that channel's about. So get rid of, so have it moving to Green Bay and you don't even have to put Green Bay agent. I like the fact that it's, the red kind of pops, but maybe it's moving to and then Green Bay or something of that nature. But simplify it and really make it about, so when somebody sees that banner, they know exactly, like they're not, ADHDville, too many distractions on the banner.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. I concur. With that.
Yeah. Hey, now. I concur right back with you, Jackie, because we can do that. Because we're the kid. Parents aren't home. The kids, the children are in control right now. God, I gotta
right.
See it.
Okay.
Here we go. What do you think?
Right. So the description. It's a little hard to say, but I think it's good. I think you're good. You're talking about welcome to God. I'm King Realtor eXp.
I got to throw my 2 cents in here. I can't.
Go ahead, throw it in there. Come on, Smallhorn.
Okay, so he starts off good. It says, "Welcome to your guide for relocation to Green Bay, Wisconsin." Perfect, right? Because it's about them. And it says, if you're moving to the metropolitan area in the Green Bay, especially getting a brand new home, you're come to the right place. And then he starts talking about him. I'm the king of realtor with eXp. They don't care about you. What is it in for them? So I get that you said that first, but I would still make this whole section about them and not about you.
Right.
And the
You took
content.
the words right out of my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah,
Literally.
Very true.
that's what
Very true, Christina. I concur.
I
I
concur.
concur.
Oh, and you know, one more thing I wanted to say about the banner too is your channel name is moving to Green Bay, right? Why would you put that on the channel banner? I would make it a
Yeah, you're right.
some
You
kind
don't
of value proposition to the viewer itself. So it's like this is their one place in a quick second that you get their attention when they're on your channel to know exactly what your content is about and what they're going to get from it. So
You know what he needs to do? He needs to put a big chunk of Swiss cheese, like as the backdrop, like Wisconsin or something. There's something to like, yeah, maybe.
that, or just, I'm talking about the value proposition. So what is it that he can say in five or less words? What is his value proposition to the viewer itself? So that would be like the
What you
expert
don't know.
in fine living, or you know, what's yours, Jackie?
My channel, your
What's
dose of
your
real estate
banner?
reality. Your dose of real estate reality.
Yeah, and mine is real estate for everyone.
Yes. Yep. Gotcha.
Little tag.
Okay.
I couldn't.
All right.
I had to throw myself in there.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So we're moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. Where do you want to go? Where do you ladies want to go? Tell me.
But we want to talk about thumbnails, or
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the videos.
Oh, the video first. Yeah.
Okay.
It's way too zoomed in. This is zoom out.
Okay.
Let's zoom out here. See the whole thing here. I want to see all of his.
Yeah, the thumbnails need work. So just saying. So you need to have them.
Tell them what. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. First of all, you got to make yourself really big. We talk about having big heads on these thumbnails. So you really have to make yourself a lot larger. You want to really pop. You want to stand out. That first one, Historic Victorian Home Tour, that background's a little dark. I probably would have chosen like something a little brighter. So it's kind of hard to make it out. And I like the arrow. I don't know about the eyeballs there. And I would change the color of the text on look. I would make that yellow, because yellow seems to be the popular color these days on these thumbnails. Jen, what do you have to add?
Yeah, so the whole point of the thumbnail is to create emotion and curiosity.
Yep.
Right? You don't want to tell them what to do. You want to draw them in. So I wouldn't do look. I wouldn't do eyeballs. I would be like, something like, something that whatever represents that's a specific feature, a specific element of that particular home. Like tease them with that. Tease them with not stating, roof or whatever kitchen, like some sort of be like, oh, what is he talking about? For example, the one that's 2 over is Green Bay real estate cooling down. There's an arrow with 12.5%. What is that even? Like, that doesn't tell me at a 12.5% rise in costs in eggs and milk. Like, there's nothing when I look at that I'm scrolling through a feed, I have no idea what that thumbnail is about. It doesn't tell me that it's a real estate related something to get me excited, and if it's a red arrow, red means stop, bad, hold on. That should be pointing down.
Pointing down. Yep. If it's good, pointing up. Green and pointing up if it's good. So yeah.
And the same thing with he's on the right track. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the one again. Look at this yard. Like he's telling the viewer.
Yeah.
And they're telling the viewer. Don't tell the viewer. Draw them in. Draw them in. Make that. It's all about sparking curiosity.
Yep.
So the thing that I would do is that what's his first name? I don't. Do we know what his first name is? Is his first
King
Jerome? Jerome King. So Jerome. What I would do is I would take a look at, when it comes to like home tours, you want to take a look at some other home tour channels, some bigger, home tour channels that are getting views, getting traction, and kind of get some inspiration based on their home tours. Because you can absolutely do home tours. You just got to look at what other people are doing. And the same thing with all of these types of videos. The pros and cons and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's an excellent point about like looking at other home tour channels. What's the guy's name? Is it Brad McCollum? Yeah, out of Canada. He's phenomenal.
Yeah,
So,
he does pretty amazing.
Yeah,
for
highly recommend
what he does.
Yep. All right, what are we doing, Christina?
Christina's having a moment.
I'm showing him like the top channels for home tours.
Okay.
Home tours, real estate, right?
Yeah, you want to do the past year?
Yeah, so I'll do this year.
View count.
Yeah, I just did this year video, and then we'll do like you said, view count. So like this one was done 11 months ago,
and that's very Brad. That's a very much a Brad McCallum style.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Yeah, and then look, it's 6.1 million views, and see, he doesn't even have his. This is the one thing I'll say: if you're going to put yourself on these home tour thumbnails, you make yourself teeny tiny.
Don't put your foot. Don't.
I even do that for tiny homes. I do that for modular homes. There's a little tiny version of me in there, and it's kind of like it becomes a joke. Like, where's Christina? One time I was hanging out of a window.
Oh, I know that one. I love that one.
Yeah. To your point, when you're scrolling through these, Jerome, you look at what is the common element, what is the repeatable pattern. Welcome to our new home. That doesn't make that not applicable. But there's, the last couple, there was nobody in the thumbnail. There you go. This guy, what is Enes Velazade? I forget his last name, but he's legendary for doing all of these crazy multi-million-dollar homes. And he's almost never, there's his second one. He's tiny. He's not in a thing. The next one, there's nobody on the thumbnail.
Just the price.
The price with a super, super interesting, engaging picture.
Yeah. Look,
when you're putting a photo into these things, use a photo editor and adjust the contrast, adjust the saturation, maybe accentuate it a little bit more.
Accentuate it.
Accentuate. Help me out with that word, guys.
Accentuate.
Thank you. I'm having a moment.
It's all good.
That was a great channel review, ladies.
Yes.
Hey, thank you.
I only interrupted twice. I couldn't help myself.
It's okay. You're allowed.
We'll let it go.
So, ladies, I hate to toot our own horns, me and Joe here, but I want you to tell them how it is that you were able to get so good at YouTube.
Gee.
There was this guy on the street corner, and he said for $29.95, I can learn how to do YouTube.
Oh, is that
the same?
Oh, that was a different thing.
No,
it was a magic pill. It was the blue pill or the red pill. That was the thing.
Yes.
We took the red pill.
So they took the Real Estate Video Geeks course. And if you guys, this is the perfect time because we're starting a new group right here. Oh, look.
Hey, who's that?
Wait a second.
Who's that?
She's so annoying.
There's Jen.
Hey, who's that?
That chick is crazy.
I swear we have more than 2 students. I promise you.
Yo, you believe me? They got plenty of students here. Oh, okay. There's Steph.
He's been on this live stream. But, we're opening it up to a new group of students, and Joe and I would love to help you guys on your YouTube journey. We're here in it for a lifetime. So whenever you get access to the 8-week course, we're now offering an additional 4 weeks of advanced training. If you decide to be in the advanced training for longer, there is going to be a monthly fee. Jen and Jackie are in that advanced coaching. We meet with them every single week, and it's always live. Joe and I always will be answering your questions live in that advanced training as well. So if you're interested, go over to realestatevideogeeks.com. Go ahead and sign up, and Joe, do we have any incentives right now? I think if anybody's interested,
Whatever
let us know.
you want to, whatever you want to incentivize.
Yeah, if you guys
I'll just buckle up and whatever you say, I'll
I
go
always
with.
tell him, like, we need to do this, and he's like, okay, yeah.
We're giving away a new car.
Oh, you know what? We can throw in. This is what it is. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw in the new thumbnail course that we came out with. We'll add that for free. For free, we'll add that.
It's good.
That's good stuff. That thumbnail course, highly recommend. Yes.
Yeah. If you guys, if Jerome's interested in that, I mean, if you're not ready to sign up for the whole entire kit and caboodle, go ahead and sign up for that thumbnail course. That's a really good.
Oh,
But wait, there's more. What do you? Yeah. So Joe's
now.
So yeah, Joe's offering his one-on-one training.
Hey, Christina. Yeah,
yes.
Jerome is on the chat right now.
Yes, I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Jerome. You're on the right track. But
you did fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, and like if you think, oh well, these people already know, they've been doing it for so long, they knew everything. Blah. No. If you really want to have a big laugh,
everything wrong for so long.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing it wrong. Yeah.
Go look at my channel and just hit oldest videos. Look at those thumbnails. Look at those titles. And look at the length of the videos. I mean, they're tragic. All of us started at somewhere.
Oh.
And you're 10 times, you're like a year to 2 years ahead of I was when I started my first video. So we're not trying to hurt your feelings. We're just trying to help you out here. So
yes.
All right, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere because we actually have the outro. I want you guys to see our new outro too.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. That's for sure. At least you started.
Yeah.
People don't even do
yes.
that. Don't even do that. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's the end of the stream. Christina and Joe taught you all the tricks, make your leads grow. From thumbnails to tags, you gotta be bold. YouTube's the key, turn your listings to gold. Edit those vids, make them snappy, make them fly. Engage with your audience, connect, don't be shy. Realtor to the core, but tech on your side. Hit that algorithm like a digital tide. This is the final click, now you're in the know. Use YouTube to flourish, let them listings blow. It's the small details that bring in the dough. From Christina and Joe, here's the way to go. Every upload strategic so your views ain't stopping. Consistency's key, schedule that drop. Content's king, crown it at the top. So you learn the ropes from two of the best. Christina and Joe, put your skills to the test. Turn those leads into clients, make your channel explode. Realtor success on the digital road. This is the final click, now you're in the